Hey guys, a few days ago, a friend of mine bought himself the ultimate survival knife from Gerber. He asked me if I would sharpen it for him. Glad to do so. A lot of my friends asked me if I would sharpen their knives, and I'm glad to do so. I just don't touch serrations, you know, not my thing. I don't have the small files, and I never did sharpen serrations. Now this is green wood coming from the stump I'm sitting on. It was a tree that was cut probably a week or two ago, and it's good for demonstration purposes, you know. Now, I'm not going to work with the knife. It's not my knife. I'm just going to make a few cuts into wood, and then I'm going to sharpen it for my friend and give it to him. I'm going to tell you just what I saw about the knife, so this is not really a knife review, it's a knife talk. My first impressions of the knife, so to speak. When I got it, first thing I did was take it out of sheath and hold it. It's got a decent weight. I like a knife with a lot of weight. This one has a lot of weight. I like that. I took it in my hand and I squeezed it. And holding it like this, you know, regular, this hump is right on my middle finger. So scoot down a bit and squeeze it, and it pulls my hand down for some reason, and it gets into my finger. So either way I put it, this is not comfortable. Of course, I felt the fact that the handle is too thin, and it is kind of deep, kind of wide. So I don't have a problem with this, the depth. I have a problem with the thickness. If it would have been thicker, it would have been nice. Also, because of the guard, you can't really choke up on it. But why would you want it? This is not a fine blade. This is a serrated blade. You don't really want to do fine work with a serrated edge. You can carve feather sticks with a serrated edge, but if you want to light a fire and make fine shavings, you can by all means just take a piece of wood, you know, like this, and you know, this is one thing where serrations really come in handy, making fine dust and lighting that fine dust with a spark, you know. So you can choke up, but there is a fine edge version, which personally I like more. Okay, the handle, too thin, too deep, the guard bothers me. The edge angle seems okay if it would be sharp. The tip, however, it's very lopsided. So you have a edge angle like this on this side, and it's like this on the other. So not much attention paid to it. But I wouldn't expect that. But then I noticed something else. I mean, the fine edge was very, very dull. I had a lot of knives with a dull edge. But the tips of the serrations are rolled to one side. And I asked my friend if he cut something with it. He said no. And then I looked inside the sheath, and you can probably see it right here. There is a metal plate, and there's a metal plate on this side. It's probably there to give more resistance to the sheath, and you can put the knife in, blade down or blade up like this. However, if you pull it while pushing the blade into those plates, it's metal on metal, it'll dull your edge. That's where that came from. I have no problem with the diamond file. I think it's better than nothing, you know. It's going to wear down and it's going to be finer. Should you need it, it's there. Like I said, better than nothing. The pommel, arguably, you know, a good thing. The handle is big enough so that you hit something, maybe a stick, I don't know what you would hit. See, there's a lot of height lift here that you could actually smash something and not hurt your hand. I think it does well, and they fixed the problem where it cracked, I think. So no problem with that. You can grab it with 2 fingers on the rubberized part here and chop with it, you know, and it does it really nice. No problem, you know. It's a thin green stick, but you get the idea. It does bite in. If you want to work with it in the chest lever grip, I found that I have to put my finger here just to give some stability. If I hold it like this in my hand, it's just too far away. I'm too far away from the blade, so I have to move up, and I can't hold it like this. I'll have to go this, and my finger touches the spine here, which is pretty sharp. You want it sharp to strike the fire steel, but it bothers me a bit. If I would have to make shavings and not use the serrations, I would have to work with the tip, you know. And working with the tip with a knife handle that's not as stable in the hand, that's kind of a double whammy. You know, it's not stable when you do this. You know, you can feel the knife rocking back and forth in your hand, you know, like you would pull it like this, right? You get a secure grip and you would pull it. And you can do this. And you can feel it, okay, it's not as stable. I can squeeze my hand really hard and then it moves a bit less. Take my Boreal, for instance, or my Bravo. The Bravo has the ramp, but you can, I'd rather have the ramp than this handle and this right here, the guard. So it's a bit too thin that you could just work with the tip and get nice shavings. And then you would have to really fix the sheath so you have a sharp blade. Like I said, I'm not really trying to put the knife down or put Gerber down or put Bear down. I just don't like the name, Ultimate Survival Knife. It is good for chopping, like I said, you know. I mean, just a small head, pretty deep, right? And this is with the serrations. So, it works, you know. In the States, you would probably pay, what, 40, 50 bucks for it. Here, it would be more like 80, 90. I would not pay $90 for this knife. I would not pay 50. I would maybe struggle with 40 if I would really want the knife. It's definitely a good conversation starter. So, this is not really a review. I can't talk about the knife because I haven't worked with it. I've just cut a few pieces of wood like this, and I've mocked cut with it, you know, to see how fast my hand would get tired. And you can see the indentations from the texturing. This is just the knife talk and what I see at first glance. So take it as that. I'm not saying this is a bad knife, you know, in a survival situation. Any knife is a good knife. But if you want to get this as a bushcraft knife, you know, a knife for you to go out in the woods and play, I think this is one of the worst decisions you can make. Because this is not a bushcraft knife. This is not a knife I would like to work with a whole day. My Essie is kind of in the same category. I wouldn't want to work with it the whole day, but I would have this over this. Even if it's smaller and the handle is thinner, it is more comfortable and more stable in the hand. So, but still, the Essie, not a bushcraft knife. A survival knife, a much better survival knife than this one. But like I said, if you would only pay 40 bucks for it, 35, and would want to get it, I would say, yeah, okay, it's a 35, 40 bucks knife that will probably be of some use to you. If you want a bushcraft knife, people have asked me, and I've continuously said this, get a Mora Companion. Go ahead, get it in stainless steel, and you won't have any problems with it. If you don't like it, it's $10, and you can just give it away to somebody or put it in the trunk of your car to have there. As such, a very good conversation starter. It looks cool. I have never held the LMF2. I don't know how that one does. I was curious about this one. I'm satisfied my curiosity. I'm saying it's an okay knife, but personally I wouldn't buy it. Not trying to put anybody down. I know the knife community pretty much thinks the same thing about these knives. Not that good. But I'm saying it is a sharpened piece of steel, like so many other knives, and can do a good job. Just I really have a problem with the name Ultimate. Just kind of iffy on that one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you all a great day.